Heyo everybody, Haku here with this week's Boku no Hero Academia read-through. Gonna be doing chapters 22 to 25 with all hopes. And it's hard to make it through recording something an hour long. It's like if it's a review or something and you mess up with something, you can always go back and re-record, but it's different for a live reaction, which makes it really difficult to record an hour each week and just hope nothing bad happens. So especially with like me being an amateur and this crappy stuff I'm using, it's really prone, I suppose, to technical difficulties. But hopefully we shouldn't be having any real problems, and if we do, oh well, but hopefully we won't. So yeah, for this, also, if I change appearance like midway through this or something, I might record the first chapter or two here and then record the other two later in the week and just splice them together into the same video. So yeah, that's what went on if I just suddenly change appearance mid-video. So yeah, let's go 22 to 25. I'm excited to see what we do with like a sports festival arc. Which seems like what we're getting into, especially what we do with that after we just had an arc with villains and stuff. Let's just go ahead and start. We're at manga here as usual, and we're on chapter 22, page 1, and this one is called "So That's What It's About." Yep. Okay. We see a Uraraka character page. I already skimmed over it. I know you guys don't really want me reading all the character pages and stuff. Volume 1 is already sold over 300,000 copies. It's a bestseller, and you can expect Volume 2 in stores January 5th. Okay. Cracking the mystery of the villain's true shape. I did a thorough search for the name Shigaraki, and for his quirk that seems to entail disintegrating whatever he touches. I scoured the quirk registration records of every citizen in their 20s or 30s, but I couldn't find anything like it. It's the same story for the man with the Warp Gate quirk, that Black Mist character. Either they were never hit by the census, or they're simply aliases. In any case, they are, for all intents and purposes, shadow people. They never handed in their quirk registration forms. So long story short, we've got nothing to go on. And once the ringleader, Shigaraki was it, heals from those gunshot wounds, he'll come to give us some more grief, says the dude in the cowboy hat. And I think that was the name Tsukauchi talking at first, I think. The ringleader, eh, says All Might. All Might, what is it, says the principal. Okay. Detroit. Yo, what is this? It's the back to a panel of Katsuki and Izuku. Okay, just checking my recording. Gonna make sure I catch any technical difficulties if there are any. Okay, now we're at the next page. It only just came to mind, but that was a fairly daring plan. Under normal circumstances, they wouldn't have gone through with it. Never mind the meticulousness of their preparations. We're talking about someone who out of nowhere rattled some dumb irrational logic that seemed coherent on the surface. Plus he didn't reveal anything about his quirk, but practically couldn't shut up about that Nomu thing's quirk. And when things weren't going his way, it's like he gets downright sick in the head. Well, he was likely also trying to lead my actions, given all their quirks. Lord, that smarted. And All Might said all of that. Nevertheless, discarding the advantage of keeping their quirks concealed in a war against heroes was very foolish on their part, says the principal. An absurd, fallacious line of reasoning that appears to have the ring of truth at first glance. The pride they seem to take in their possessions, the overly simplistic view of things that led them to believe their plan would go smoothly, and their handling of their scheme. If you take all these things into consideration, then the figure of this Shigaraki that begins to present itself is, well, it's as though he's got a toddler's sense of feeling like he can do whatever he wants, like some kind of man-child. You mean he's just a kid with a power or something? Says one of the heroes. He might not have received the same quirk counseling in elementary school like the other kids, says the BDSM chick. And what does all this have to do with anything? Says the guy who said something before. We rounded up 72 villains at USJ the other day, says. I'm guessing this is maybe Tsugauchi. It kind of looks like him. They were all third-rate thugs, the types who would skulk in back alleys. The problem is that they all seemed to swear allegiance to that man-child, and followed him without question, each to the man. In this age filled to the hilt with heroes, evildoers have felt the pressure on them intensify with time, and they may have felt attracted to this more innocent, simple-minded brand of evil. Guess there's tons of people who don't know what to do with their quirks. Huh, and it's a flashback from Chapter 1. Well, heroes have also been invaluable with being able to... Heroes have also been invaluable with our being able to give conducting proper... What the heck? Heroes have also been invaluable with our being able to give conducting proper searches and investigations our undivided attention. Yeah, that, I think they're missing a comma or two, but I get what they're saying. I'll be going to assist with enlarging the police dragnet so we continue capturing more criminals. A man-child, you say, says All Might. If you look at it another way, then he's just like our students. It means he still has the potential to grow. Perhaps if we were to help him, maybe give him a truly exceptional coach or mentor. I suppose that's naive of me to think, huh, says the principal. I really like the principal. A sports festival. Keep forgetting this is an actual school. Wait, hold up, that sounds like something villains would try to infiltrate, isn't it? Will it be alright? And we're back to the classroom. And then we have Aizawa. On the contrary, since we're going ahead with the festival, it means that the school is confident it has all its ducks in a row when it comes to crisis control now. I hear police presence will be 5 times bigger than normal, for example. What you should be thinking about is what a huge chance the Academy's Sports Festival presents for you all. This isn't some event that'll be brought to a halt by the likes of villains. No, if villains do appear, can we halt it, please? Says Mineta. It's an athletics festival, man. Mineta, have you ever seen the Yuuei Sports Festival? Says Izuku. Of course I have. That's not it at all, says Mineta. Our sports festival is one of Japan's biggest, says Aizawa. In days past, the Olympics was the sports festivity that whipped all the nation into a froth of enthusiasm. But now, as you know, the extent and population have shrunk and it's lost a lot of substance. The population have shrunk? Huh. So what has taken the place of the Olympics in Japan is the Yuuei Sports Festival. Wow. The country's top heroes are all going to be watching us. I know, but it's because they'll be scouting for us, says Yaoyorozu. I'm thinking I might follow the tactic of going sidekick for a pro-hero squad after graduating, says Kaminari. But there are loads of people who get stuck as sidekicks forever and miss their chance to break out as solo heroes. And you seem like just that kind of dumbass, Kaminari, says Jiro. Naturally, entering the squad of a famous hero will get you higher status and more experience. Remember, time is limited. If you get noticed by a pro, that gives you the standing for a brighter future than otherwise, says Aizawa. This is the chance you'll get only once a year, for a total of 3 chances. If you aim to be a hero, this is an event you can't overlook. Yeah. Then, noonday break, end of 4th period, modern literature. I mean, I knew it was coming, but now I feel like the tension is flying sky high, says Eijiro. If we put in the effort and stand out to a pro, it'll be a giant leap forward. Wow, everyone's so pumped, says Izuku. Don't you feel it too, says Ida? You've enrolled in Yuuei to become a hero, so getting fired up is only natural, man. Ida's got a really oddball way of unleashing his passion. Weirdo, says Tsuyu. I'm loving Tsuyu so much more lately. Of course I feel it too, but still. And then Uraraka says, Deku, Ida, let's crush it at the sports festival. Whoa, your face, Uraraka, your face. What's up with her? Uraraka's being kinda not Uraraka, says, what was her name? Ashido Mina? I think that was it. Maybe it's PM, says Mineta before he gets slapped by Tsuyu's tongue. Guys, I'm gonna go for it. Woo, but it's like your character is floating off, says Eijido. Now that I think on it, I haven't asked her yet, have I? For money? You want to be a hero for the money? And then she rubs the back of her head. Yeah, I guess, ultimately. Man, sorry, I know it sounds lame, like I'm not being pure as a hero. Ida especially is doing it for high-minded principles and stuff, so I'm embarrassed. Don't be. Why, what on earth is there not to admire about applying yourself to aim for a comfortable life, says Ida. Yeah, though, it is unexpected, says Izuku. I'm working at our construction company, but there's just no real work out there, so we're flat broke. I probably shouldn't be telling anyone about things like this, but... Construction, says Ida. With a quirk like yours, if you could get permission anywhere, it'd be super economical, thinks Izuku. I know, right? That's what I told my dad. But, employed with us, he said? He says in the flashback, yeah, when I'm big, I want to help you and Mama. It's not that Papa doesn't feel happy about your feelings, Ochiko, but as a parent, it'd make me far happier if you make your own dreams come true for us. And after that, you can take us to Hawaii or something. How's that, honey? Aw, so cute. So cute, past Uraraka. I'm going to become a hero and earn money without fail, and I'm going to give my mom and dad the easy life they deserve. Yo. I really love this. That feels like a real motivation, you know? I like that. Okay, let's see what we got now. She's not just doing it out of personal ambition. She's also working with what she has to make her situation better. Thanks, Izuku. Uraraka, bravo, says Ida. Oh, there you are. Midoriya, my boy, says All Might, just jumping around a corner. I love the way he just always jumps into frame. Would you care to eat your rice with me? And then Ochiko's like, you sound like a teenage girl. What's this about? Thinks, Izuku. Sure? What's going on with Deku? I heard he jumped in the second All Might was getting attacked. It's probably something to do with that, says Uraraka and Ida talking. Also, it's just like Tsuyu said on the bus. His super strength is a lot like All Might's, so he might have taken some interest in him. Just goes to show you. And then we see Todoroki looking back at them. 50 minutes. Ah, yeah, that's my current limit. And it's getting shorter all the time, says All Might, eating with Izuku. At the moment, I can manage staying in my muscle form for maybe an hour and a half if I'm stretching it. Oh, wow. I'm so sorry. Boy, you don't need to apologize, boy. We're very similar, aren't we, you and I? But more importantly, let's talk about the sports festival. As it stands, you still can't adjust one for all. So what are you going to do about it? Or so what are we going to do about it? Ah, right. Actually, now that you mention it, once, against that villain with the brain showing, I didn't feel any blowback. Oh, it's just as I was saying. What was different that time? What might be a clear break from what I've been doing up until now, he mutters to himself. Then we see a flashback of number 13. You have powers that could easily be used to kill people. It's the first time I tried using my power on a person, he says. Well, unconsciously you succeeded in putting on the brakes. At any rate, you've definitely progressed. Good to hear. To be blunt, I don't have much time left to stand as the symbol of peace anymore. But, says Izuku, and there are those biding in the hive of villainy who have doubtless already noticed. The reason I granted you this power is because I expect you to inherit myself. I want to become like you. I want to become the strongest hero. We have a lot of flashback panels in this. The Yuuei Sports Festival is a big event that the whole country will be taking note of. What I'm trying to say is none other than this. As the All Might of the next generation, the symbol's offspring egg, you, Midoriya Izuku, have arrived, and I want you to make that known to the world. Hey everybody, changing appearances in mid-video, like I said I might. Right as I got done recording the last chapter, somebody showed up at my door, so I had to run, but I just reread it before getting ready to start 23, and chapter 22 was really, really cool. For some thoughts on it, I didn't think I enjoyed it as much as the stuff with the villains, but not everything needs to be all crazy battle, combat stuff. So yeah, there's that. But what I really liked it was Uraraka's, her ambitions seemed pretty dang realistic, because like that's the real reason a lot of people go to college or medical school or something, is they want a better life than what they had growing up. They want to make money for their parents, so it's money but for the sake of others, and that's a really realistic goal. And being a hero in this world is like being a doctor in the normal world. So I think that it actually is really pretty cool, so I liked that. But let's get into actually reading this. Let's get into chapter 23. And it is called A Roaring Sports Festival. Alright, so let's see what we got going on here. Okay, soon as it loads. Going through all the little pages before we get to it. It's a pretty nice jump cover. Alright, here we are. The world is watching Yuuei Sports Festival, and will also be broadcasting the Shonen Jump front color pages live from the scene. We see people, the press, lining up at the front of Yuei's gates. Gather round, mass media. This year, all your favorite high school kids will let their youth roam free like a bucking bronco once again. The Yuuei Sports Festival has begun. Everybody, are you ready? Says Present Mike. Okay, then we have another cover page. Pretty cool. 2 weeks earlier. All Might laid down the line. How will Izuku respond? Number 23, Roaring Sports Festival. You want me to tell them that I've arrived, but how should I? You know how the Yuuei Sports Festival works, right? Yes, of course, says Izuku. And sorry if my voice and I don't seem all that like happy and peppy this video or anything, but I'm actually kind of sick. I was running a fever earlier today. But I'm dealing with it because I want to read this and I want to have the video up and everything. So sorry for that little sidebar. The respective departments of support, management, general education, and heroics will mix into a hodgepodge and organize various competitions as preliminary elimination rounds for each grade level. Winning students move up to compete in the main events, the so-called all-grade round robin. Correct. In other words, it's your chance to present yourself. Huh? What do you mean, huh? He says, falling back. Sorry, I know what you're saying is quite right, but to be honest, in the aftermath of, I'm still struggling with how I nearly didn't make it. I mean, and I'm already kind of being groomed by you, so I'm just sort of lacking the personal motivation to stand out at the festival. And at present feeling like this, I just don't think I'll be able to stand out all that much. That, and I'm no good at physical strength tests anyway, he says, muttering to himself. I'll tell you what, you're already absolutely unmatched in the world of utter nonsense, says All Might. World of nonsense, says Izuku. Listen and listen well. There's a difference between those who always aim for the top and those who don't. It may feel slight at first, but it's that slight difference that makes the biggest waves in society. I understand how you're feeling, so I won't force you. However, I just ask that you don't forget how you felt at the seaside park that day. After school, then we see Uraraka. Whoa, what the heck? Okay. Yo, and there's a ton of people waiting outside the classroom. Hello, there's a Neko ear cat girl. Hello. They're crowding the exit. What are they here for? Says Mineta. They're scoping out the competition, retard, says Katsuki. They want to see the gang who came through the villain ambush. They're checking us out before the big battle, asshole. And then Mineta's just pointing at him all scared. Sorry, that's him when he's in neutral mode, says Izuku. It's pointless to try, so why don't you fuck off, you goddamn mob, says Katsuki. Don't go calling people you don't know a mob right off the bat, says Ida, yelling at him from the background. I came to see what you kids are made of. True, but I didn't think you'd be this arrogant. Are all the kids enrolled at the Department of Heroics this way? Ah, says Katsuki, looking at him. I'm a bit disillusioned. So that's it, huh? Says this one guy with, spiky red hair, it looks like. There's lots of kids who wind up in general education department or other departments because they failed the heroics one. Did you know that? And based on the results of the sports festival, people can even come under review to be transferred to heroics. And the reverse is also a possible outcome. Scoping out the competition, if nothing else, a general ed kid like me is thinking, hey, why don't I try pulling the rug out from under those heroics kids while they're on their high horses? consider it a declaration of war. Wow, this kid is just as in your face. And as Uraraka, Izuku, and Ida thinking, hey, you, I'm from Class B. I heard you knocked around with villains or whatever, so I came to hear it direct. But I don't want to hear some snot-nosed punked. And they keep on coming. Don't embarrass us during the main event, you hear me? And they're all just sitting there quietly. Katsuki has just the plain deadpan expression. Wait a second, man. What did you just do? Now we're gonna get haters all up in our grill. And then Katsuki's like, it doesn't matter. What? None of that matters once you're at the top. Oh man, there's so much manliness to be had in sheer simplicity, says Eijiro. He does have a point. The top, huh? Says, what was his name? Tomokage, I think? Now he's talking, says, I think Sato or Rikido, something like that was his name. Don't listen to that dumbass. All he did was make us new enemies for no reason, says Kaminari. I like Kaminari a lot, though. I'm gonna be number one. And Izuku's thinking back. Lots of flashback panels in this manga, like I say all the time. I can't believe what an idiot I am. I'm gonna become a hero and earn enough money to give my mom and dad the comfortable lives they deserve. I'm striving to be a hero just like my big brother. Time is limited. That slight difference in feeling will make the biggest waves in society. And Izuku's thinking back to what Uraraka, Ida, Aizawa, and All Might said, respectively. Remember how I felt at the seaside park that day. In order to participate, everyone put in their individual efforts to train. Oh my gosh, Mineta training. And those weeks flew by in the blink of an eye. Yo, is that Jiro doing like curls with her earlobes? Oh my gosh. The security check at the entrance is taking forever. It's because they're being extremely rigorous after the villain attack. Lots of folks are voicing super critical thoughts towards the event this year. Awesome, controversy, ratings, man, and this year will be all eyes on Class 1A, says the reporter lady. Today's the day of the grand event. Pumped. Since they have the fervor to prove themselves during their last chance and the experience to hatch decent battle plans, it's usually the seniors who are in the spotlight. But this year, it's the freshmen who are getting all the attention. We too came with the intentions of scouting, but, says the wood guy from Chapter 1, the security is just too thick. Oh well, says this other hero dude. And then, Mount Lady, my girl! Wow, it looks like they're attracting pro heroes from all over the country. This year's crazy. 1A waiting room. Everyone, are your preparations complete? We're set to enter in no time, says Ida. Damn, I really wanted to wear my costume, says, I guess it looks like, what was his name? I don't even remember. Meizo? Yeah, Meizo. They're disallowed so as to even the playing field, says the guy with the tail. Don't remember. Ojiro, was that it? I think so. Lots of Jiros in this class. Midoriya, says Todoroki. On an objective basis, I think I'm above you in terms of practical strength. What is it, Todoroki? He said before that. But yeah. You've managed to get All Might's eyes on you, right? I feel no need to pry into that, but I'm going to beat you. Aho, what's this? A declaration of war from the strongest kid in the class, says Kaminari. What's with the belligerence all of a sudden? Don't spring this on him right before, says Eijiro. I'm not here to play nice and make friends, but whatever. Yo, Eijiro and Kaminari are like totally two of my favorites right now. I have no idea what you want from me, telling me all that. You're definitely stronger than me. I think the vast majority of people are probably no match for you. Looking at it objectively. Come on, Midoriya, don't be so negative, says Eijiro. Even so. Everyone, even kids from other departments, are aiming for the top with all their might. So not even I can just let myself lag behind the rest. So I'm going to go for it. Okay, load please. With all my might too. Oh, says Todoroki. Says Katsuki looking back at him. It's the freshman stage and the students are making their entry now. Izuku, and we see his mom watching on the television screen. I want to Tell the world that you have arrived. Understood, All Might, he says. And we see Izuku walking out with Meizo, Ida, Uraraka, Katsuki, Tsuyu, Mineta, and Ashido. Ashido looking pretty click-click. It's neither humility nor arrogance that they carry, but rather a quiet fighting spirit. Okay, that was a really good chapter. I like that one more. It leads us into this. I'm excited to see the sports festival. So yeah, let's see where it goes from here. Here we are with chapter 24, the Yuuei Sports Festival, where the hero world's inchoate little eggs, and aim for each other's throat. That is terrible grammar. And the top, our grand yearly melee. Yeah, I think that first "and" in there was incorrect, but I get what they're trying to say, I guess. Here the curtain rises for the treat of the century, and let me guess, all you miscreants came to see them, right? The freshly formed miracle stars that shrugged off a mass villain assault with wills of steel, says President Mike, the Department of Heroics freshman class. You're here for Class 1A, right? Within a whirlpool of passion, the students become warriors. Whom? So many people. Can you draw out your best performance with so many eyes gazing from all directions? Let the fervor enfold you, and may students turn warriors, says Ida. Wow, they're really praising us to the sky. I'm getting nervous now. You, Bakugo? Says Adro. No way I'm nervous. You're just getting stage fright, wuss. Following Class B here come classes D, C, and E from the Department of General Education, and now here are classes F, G, and H of the Department of Support. Now for the Department of Managements. Man, they're just treating us like we're just their foils or something. What a load, says these guys from the Gen Ed. Now, play fair, says the BDSM no-nipple chick. Her powers, no nipples. That's her quirk, no nipples. Hey, check it out, if it isn't the 18-plus only heroine Midnight. She's the chief referee for the freshman stage this year. Where's the principal? As usual, he's overseeing the senior stage. Wait, did you say 18-plus only, even though this is a high school? Is that really okay? Says, was it Tomokage? Silence. My tenure here is perfectly on the level. Now, player rep. Bakugo Katsuki of 1A. Our representative is Katchan. He placed first in the entrance exam, remember? Says, Hanto. Yeah, the heroics entrance exam. And we see this, long-haired chick. See Katsuki walking up to stage. Sensei? I'm gonna place first. Ah, man, I knew he was gonna. Says, I think it's, Eijiro. Oh, okay. Don't push your luck, Class A. Why do you insist on lowering our good graces, sludge fucker? All the people... Oh my gosh, all the people yelling at him. You all make fantastic stepping stones, I'm sure, he says. This kid's unbelievably overconfident. I'm gonna be the one to crush him, says the guy from 1B. Overconfident? That's not it. If it were the Kachan I used to know, he'd be shouting it from the rooftops with a grin as wide as everything. What he's doing right now is deliberately cornering himself. It was still very like him to wrap us all into it without a second's hesitation, though. Alright, with that we can move directly on to our first event, says Midnight. Wow, never an idle pause at Yuuei. On to the preliminaries, as they're called. Lots of fine folks end up choking on their tears here every year. And this year's first round of Destiny is... hold on, I missed something, I gotta go back. Oh my gosh, this is loading so slowly, guys. Jiro, she's actually not being all that brisk, is she? This obstacle race. An obstacle race, says, Izuku. It's a race between all 11 classes. So 11 classes, there are 3 from each of the other things, and then 2 from heroics, I guess. Okay, cool. The course makes a nearly 4-kilometer ring around the stadium. We always sing about our freedom on campus, foo-foo-foo. Well, This is what it's all about. You're free to do anything. Anything is so long as you remain within the course. So let's get cracking. On your marks. All Might, he thinks. And then we see everybody from class, or a bunch of people from Class 1A. I want you to tell the whole world that you have arrived, he thinks back. Thinking realistically, if I remain unable to control my power even slightly, then I'll always be limited, even when going all out. And that's why I need to overcome these trials. Okay? Please. Watch me. And then they yell for it to start. Wait, the start gate is way too narrow. So as early as the starting line, we already have our first filter, says Todoroki, running out in front of everyone, freezing their feet behind him. Ah, what the hell, I can't move. You bastard. Yo, hey, broadcasting live here. Are you ready to commentate, Mr. Mummy Man? Sure, since you dragged me here by force. And we see Present Mike and Aizawa at the announcer's table. You'll have to try harder than that, Todoroki. We won't let you get away that easy, Two-Face. And we see Eijiro Kaminari and Momo and Dick Laser Dude, what was his name, Aoyama, coming behind him. Then we see Tomokage. Then this is dicey. We see Ashido. Not gonna happen twice, says Ojiro. Then we see Mineta and Izuku just running scared. I can't use my new secret move just yet, thinks Uraraka. I'm used to using this quirk now, says the one dude from Gen Ed with a bunch of people carrying him. Is his quirk mind control or something? Interesting. Well, obviously some of you in my class were going to make it past, but more of you were able to dodge than I thought. I ain't buying your stupid double bluff, Todoroki. Now why don't you swallow my killer move, says Mineta. Grape! And then he gets hit in the side. Mineta! Shouts Izuku as he goes flying to the side. Multiple targets detected. Multiple. The villain bots from the entrance exam. Oh my gosh, Mineta. Here comes the obstacles, and so suddenly, and from the very outset, Mineta, if he didn't get knocked away, he could have realistically, really screwed everybody over and stuck them to the ground while he won to victory. The first barrier will be a Robo Inferno. It's the villain bot that was worth 0 points in the entrance exam. Hold on, you're telling me the Department of Heroics kids had to fight those things? There's way too many of them to slip past. So it's these villain bots they use for these kinds of trials in general. Huh, says Todoroki. Where do they get the funding for all of this, says Yaoyorozu. Geez. The least you could have done is throw something tougher my way, says Todoroki, using the ice and freezing these robots, since my shitty old man's watching. Yo. Okay, load please. There we go. He stopped them. He opened the way. We can get through. Don't. I froze them in a precarious position, he says. So they're gonna crash down. And they crash down behind him. 1A's Todoroki has forged ahead and blocked the others in one fell swoop. That kid's harsh. Incredible. He's removed himself from the rest of the competition. It kind of feels unfair, actually. Shit, says Izuku. And he thinks, come on man, I've got to take the surrounding obstacles into account while finding a way through these robots. Time to put that head of yours to use. Why can't I move? What do I do now? His heart's racing, no differently from last time, but boy, things have changed. Yo, liking this, how things have changed from him being afraid to him actually taking stuff on. I'm really enjoying this. I like this kind of competition style arc in Shonen, so I'm totally happy with this. Still kind of like seeing the villains a little bit more, but I love this kind of thing, and I'm really excited. I hope this kind of lasts a little bit of a while, because I think this could be a good arc. So, yeah, very interested in where we're going here. See what we get to. Okay, we're at chapter 25 now, and this will be the last one for this week. See the Shonen Jump cover. Okay. Alright, here we go. First page of the new chapter. The long-awaited Volume 2 is flying off the shelves. We printed over 600,000 copies in anticipation. The first round's obstacle course is underway, says Present Mike. These two gents are serving you up the raw scene straight from the source. And the goal is to run one lap around the special-made stadium's outer ring. Hey, says Aizawa, The rules are simple and savage. Aside from leaving the course, this is a bona fide chicken race where anything goes. Come on, you can do it. Aim for the legs. Beat those humans and whatnot. We see. Is that the robots cheering for the other robots? The camera bots installed in each area can barely contain their excitement. Oh my gosh, the robots. You don't really need me here, do you? Says Aizawa. Oh my god, someone is under there. Is he dead? Can people die during the sports festival? Like I'd die, says Eijiro, popping up from under the robot. A1's Kirishima got crushed. I swear to God, Todoroki, you timed it to topple at just the right moment too. What if it hadn't been me? Someone could have died. Kirishima Eijiro, quirk hardening. He can harden his body into rigid armor. It's both the ultimate shield and ultimate spear. Class A really is nothing but a flock of obnoxious brats. What if it hadn't been me? Someone could have died, says the dude from Class B, popping up from under a robot. You're the dude from Class B, says Eiichiro. Class B's Tetsu also got crushed. Okay, so its quirk is something to do with metal, obviously. We love you, man. Tetsu. His name is Tetsu. Quirk steel. His body can become like steel. It's both the ultimate shield and ultimate spear. Now they're just copy and pasting quirks, says Eijiro, running forward, even though it's already so generic. Man, I'm jealous. They never have to worry about getting crushed since they can break through easy, says Kaminari. For now, let's temporarily combine our efforts to open the way up, says this other dude. Do you just think I'd let you take the lead? And we see Katsuki going forward with his explosions, using them to boost himself over the robots. And 1A's Bakugos abandoned the ground and vaulted over their heads. Clever, that. I knew it. With a personality like yours, there's no way you'd back down from blasting your way over this. Thanks for giving us a lift. Yo, and we see Tomokage and Hanto Sero behind him. Sero Hanta, quirk tape. Cellophane tape comes out of his elbows. He can roll it back up to swing around. Not to mention cutting some off to trap his enemies with. Interesting quirk. Tokoyami, not Tomokage. Tokoyami, got it. Fumikage, okay, Fumikage. That's going to be a hard one to remember. Quirk, Dark Shadow. We're landing. Aye. It's a retractable shadow monster that dwells within him. He can materialize it to come to his aid. Edgy AF. As expected of those who've run past. Lots are from Class A. And now we see a bunch of the heroes sitting around with All Might and number 13 there. It's not that the kids from the other departments or Class B aren't up to snuff, says All Might. It's just that there's little time they have had to spend dead in their tracks, says Aizawa. They've brushed into intimate contact with the world above them, and they've come to know what it is to be instilled with true fear. They coped and made it out in one piece, and now each of their experiences has become their source of encouragement. It's drowning out their doubt, their hesitation. It's the metal plating of that thing Todoroki toppled, thinks Izuku. This is just the opening phase of the tournament, so with this, I won't have to rely on one for all. These robots speed up for the chase when locking onto a target. Let it build momentum, and then it won't be able to stop at a drop. Yo, I can move. Yo, and he uses the part of a robot to cut the other robot. This makes a good shield, too. Talk about versatile. And then one of the robots gets hit in the face with a cannonball. Not even a sweat. We see Yayarozu with a full-on cannon. She opened up a path. Made it fall on its ass, too. To think she could beat one of those 0-point doozies so easy, says Rikido, I think his name was. Ain't these the varmints we told them they ought to dodge during the entrance exam, says the one cowboy hero. Now that they're things we're telling them to destroy, they're just coming across as rusty old hunks of metal. The chinks in their armor are opening up in plain view. He's aware it's unreasonable, but he's breaking on through. Even if it's just by the skin of your teeth, pass through for me. Well then, Missy, if the first barrier was such a cinch, then what do you think of the second? If you fall and you're out, you fall and you're out. If you don't like that idea, maybe you can crawl. It's the fall. Yo, and it's a huge pit with a bunch of platforms and, looks like small beams between them, or wires. It's just a glorified tightrope walk, says, Tsuyu crawling over. Foo. Now's my chance to up my appeal. It's time for my support items to bask in the limelight. Lo and behold, the support companies of Japan, the Wire and Arrow Hover Souls. The Department of Support, says Uraraka. What? You can take items into the race? And this chick has items all over her. Department of Heroics kids routinely receive actual fight training, remember? Just to keep things fair, we're carrying just those items and costumes that we developed ourselves. They've given equipment the okay, or so they'd likely say. For Department of Support kids like us, this is the chance to show off the engineering we've conceived and developed to appeal to the corporations. Foo. And she shoots a, what is it called? A friggin' grappling hook across. Why'd I get stuck up there? So keep watching and I hope the company that's watching is a big one, she says, jumping. This is my super cute, sorry, getting a sip of water. Throat feeling like death. Baby, she says. Amazing, she can't lose here. Damn stupid equality, says Mina. That's something alright, says the guy from the Gen Ed. It's true that they're encouraged to take the bull by the horns in any number of ways, right, Mr. Eraserhead? What are those idiots doing just standing around, says Aizawa. And the player in the lead is keeping it comfortably, they say about Aizawa. That's shitty. He really picked up the pace, huh? Guess he's a slow starter. And we see it looks like Katsuki rushing in behind him. And then it's probably safe to say that my brother's watching too. I can't let him see me be lame. And he's just walking across the tightrope with his arms outstretched. That's so lame, though, they said. Holy hell, that kid in first place is on a whole other level. His powerful quirk is just the beginning. He's also got solid judgment and good base physical capabilities. You're right. He's actually the son of the flame hero Endeavor. Oh, I see it now. He's got the blood of the second top hero after All Might in his veins. Pros would practically scrabble at each other to get him as a sidekick. The players in the lead are separated from those bunched up behind, but I won't see how many are pulling ahead, so don't get complacent and keep going forward. And now we come to the hidden final barrier. Its true form is none other than the minefield right out of Rambo 3. It's set up so that if you look carefully, you can see where the landmines are placed. Strain your eyes and feet. In any case, they're landmines. They're not overly lethal, but they bang big and bright, so you'll definitely knock a stool or two loose. Obviously that depends on the person, says Aizawa. The lead's already over there, thinks Izuku crawling along the rope. Quickly, and we see in the background Meizo gliding with his little arm flaps. I see, so this obstacle was devised to be disadvantageous for the kid in the lead. Let's see now. Bastards are in it for the entertainment value, says Todoroki. Ha! It don't mean a thing, to me, says Katsuki bursting past him. Yo, you think you might have issued your little war declaration to the wrong rival? Says Katsuki. And the lead choice has been upset. Rejoice, mass media. This is just the sort of development you crave. Why, even those who are trailing behind are putting on spurts. And we see Ida, we see some chick with thorn hair. However, while they're pulling each other back, they say about the lead too, we effectively have two kids in the lead. It's too far, but still, says Izuku, running from behind with the crowd of others. I can still. Thanks for the idea, Kachan. Catch up. And he jumps onto the plate of metal, and it looks like he jumps straight onto one of the mines to send him flying forward. A giant explosion near the entrance. Why was the bang so big? Was it his plan or sheer coincidence? Class A's Midoriya mounts his charge, using shockwaves. With feet fit to snap from the chase, the dark horse gallops onward. Ooh, that was hard to read. That was really tiny. Okay, and that's it for 25. Man, so I think we're about to maybe see Izuku win the first thing, but 26, 27, 28, and 29 will be next week, so hopefully you will be looking forward to that next weekend. Hoping to get this one up Saturday as usual, so I really hope you guys enjoyed it, because I really enjoy making these, and I am really excited for this arc now. I really like that last chapter a lot. So, either way, I'm really happy to see what else we do with this. So, like if you did like this video, comment down there, tell me what you thought of it. My thoughts on all these, tell me what you thought of all of these chapters and everything, and like I said, we'll continue with the next 4 chapters next week. And subscribe for more Boku no Hero Academia, a ton of other things on the channel, check them out and sub if you want, and follow on Twitter if you want, and I'll try to keep you updated there on stuff with the channel. So that's it, so thank you one last time for watching, and I'll see you all next time.